It feels really sad that I have to give you guys this disclaimer, but I just want to confirm I don't hate The Sims 4. A lot of you guys seem to think I hate the game so much, I'm so negative. I try really hard on my YouTube channel not to put things in a negative spin or a positive thing. I try really hard on my channel to do a mixture of negative and positive and neutral things. But when it comes to talking about Sims 4 news and reviews, I do like to be critical from a neutral perspective because I believe that is the best perspective to help the Sims team to make The Sims a better game. Recently, I have got a lot of comments on my channel from people saying really horrible things about people in the Sims team, horrible things about other Sims YouTubers, horrible things about each other, horrible things about me. I do not stand for that crap. I would like my channel to be a place full of constructive and fun and entertaining and hilarious comments. Nothing that will kill the vibe, thanks. Having said that, I do feel like there is something we need to discuss with The Sims 4 high school years. As with every single pack in The Sims 4, the cast and build buy is always so good. Like, high school years is a literally nailed cast. I really like this top, by the way. But unfortunately, if we just put all of the cast and build by aside and focus solely on the gameplay, seeing that it is a game, it is where it does fall short. I saw a tweet by Claire Siobhan earlier. I quite like Claire Siobhan. I do not know any other Sims content creator who has a Let's Play which is longer than 100 episodes, yet is still consistently getting a lot of views. In fact, in any gaming community, that is a rarity, so good for bloody her. But she posted a tweet which made me realize something. Okay, sorry, blah 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 blah. She's basically saying things look really different from the trailer. So this is how the high school looks in the trailer for the game, and then this is how it looks in real life. Oh my god, look, like you can even see we've got wall decorations, furniture, and then when you actually go into the game there's literally nothing there. She did the same as well looking at the hallway. There's all these colorful lockers and all this furniture and things going on, and then you look at it's completely bland. She noticed more in the gameplay as well. This is supposed to be the classroom, but when you get there it's really bland and empty. Again, this is what the canteen is supposed to look like, where you eat all the food, and then you get there and it's just so empty. And thank you, Claire, for not giving me permission, but I'm using your tweets anyway to prove a point, which is the trailer for The Sims 4 high school years is incredibly misleading, and that is my first point as to why I think the pack has flopped post-release. It made out that there was a lot more going on than there actually was. I think the trailer was very cleverly put together, and I think it's a shame when not just The Sims, by the way, but it's really bad when a company overhypes their own stuff. And I think when you're trying to, you know, do marketing and things, you've got to actually think to yourself, what are the hype limits? Because you don't want to overhype something, because when it actually comes to playing it, people are going to be like, oh, and then it drops. Do you know what I mean? The more you hype it up, the harder and faster and longer the fall. And the second reason I believe the game flopped is the gameplay itself. I was honestly shocked in my review because I tried so hard to find good points, because as I said to you before, I like to be unbiased and I like to try and highlight the positives and negatives of every single pack. I genuinely could not find any positives about the high school experience, and I was like really trying. I think the most disappointing thing for me was the classrooms. Your Sims will sit in there, but that's all they do. They just sit in the classroom. There was actually a point in my review where pop-ups came up where you could actually decide events that would untail in the classroom, and there was a point where I could get my Sim to actually pretend to faint, and I clicked on the option for her to pretend to faint in the classroom, but she didn't faint. She just sat there completely normally. A word that I've seen other people use to describe this pack is empty, which is something that I totally agree with, and I do believe that the emptiness has significantly impaired Simmers' views of this pack, which is a shame because high schools has been something that Simmers have requested ever since The Sims 1 in 2000 it was released. 22 years ago we've been begging for a high school experience. We never had it in The Sims, in any Sims game. Finally we've got it, and it just wasn't released in the way that people wanted. We wanted the ability to do things in classroom. We wanted different classes. We wanted a science lab. We wanted an art room. Do you know what I mean? But we just didn't get that. We just got sitting and watching Sims take notes in a class. I mean, fair enough, they're doing what they're told to do, unlike my wedding stories where a wedding is impossible. The Sims never do what you tell them to do. At least they do what you tell them to do in high school years. It's just what they do is nothing. The third reason why I believe this pack flopped is the features that we do have were very sloppy. I was thinking in my head just then to make an innuendo using the word sloppy, but I shall not, because if I keep this video family friendly, I can make more money from ad revenue. So I shall not use any bad words. But if we think about the Social Bunny app, by the way, ignore my Sims heads. Yes, they all look cursing crazy. You'll get over it. So if I look at my friendship level with May Prescott. If I sent a friendly message, and I literally just spam friendly messages, it honestly goes up so fast, it's ridiculous. Should we throw in a funny message? Why not? And after just spending, you know, literally like 30 seconds, our friendship bar is almost halfway full now. In fact, it's over halfway full. And in only a few clicks, we are almost the way there to literally having the highest friendship level with her ever. It just seems like such a crazy exploit. Like, why they made it so easy? Because it was sloppily put together. Another thing that came with this update was curve walls. Another thing that was sloppily put together. I actually created a video today where I tried to build a curve wall house, but you can see where the wall is like clipping through at the side here. You can see through the downstairs, there's actually a gap in the wall. I couldn't actually paint this part of the wall, by the way. It's impossible to put any paint on it. Oh, I can now, but I couldn't before. Oh, now it's gone back. But yeah, I will put the video link in the description below to me trying to build this house. I built it just for fun, and it ended up just getting ruined by the disastrous glitches. Although this is technically a base game update, it came along with High School Years at the exact same time. Therefore, I do feel like it is technically a part of the pack in a spiritual essence. Another thing that was kind of lazily put together was a prom. I actually thought the prom was not that bad. I thought it was a quite good thing. It's just unfortunately the time limit for the prom event was so short. You literally can't do anything in the time, so you can't enjoy the experience that they've given you. It's literally impossible to experience it. Another issue is the new Wants and Fears update. Again, base game, but came alongside with High School Years. They're supposed to change whims, but they're already a little bit random. My sim wants to mourn the dead because she's gloomy, even though she's not actually gloomy. And I don't know anybody in her life who has actually died, and there is no gravestone. So I don't, do you know what I mean? We can't even complete the wish because there is no gravestone to do, and she's not even mourning. Like, well, do you know what I mean? What is wrong with it? From being a perfectionist, she wants to make something of excellent quality. See, in my opinion, it should have been having a fear of making something bad quality as a perfectionist, because that would make more sense to me, especially if we look at how ambitious Wants and Fears were in The Sims 2 and how many we had and how much they affected your gameplay. The whole point of this update was to take over whims and to be better, and they just haven't gone far enough with it, especially because they're not updating it for older packs. That's actually something that, oh my god, this sounds so dramatic. I was going to say it hurts my feelings, but the thing is, The Sims 4 is supposed to be a timeless game. Like, all of the packs, they're not supposed to be time sensitive. You can buy them at any point, and that's why they are all at the exact same price point relative to what kind of pack they are. So the fact that they haven't updated Wants and Fears for older packs is a real big shame, and I'm really disappointed about it. Again, highlighting that it was sloppily put together. If any of you played The Sims 3 near the end of The Sims 3 lifespan, you will know what I'm talking about when I say Island Paradise. Island Paradise was the first Sims 4 pack to ever really break down. The Sims 4 did get very buggy and glitchy at the end and perform badly, but it really broke down with the Island Paradise update. But the difference is The Sims 3 started breaking down at the end of its life cycle because it was too ambitious. There was literally so many features, so much going on, so much stuff to make the game riveting that it just couldn't handle itself anymore. The thing about The Sims 4 is it's not breaking down because it's too ambitious, because it's not ambitious. It's a least ambitious Sims game. It's breaking down because I don't know. And that's why it's frustrating. I don't know. Nobody knows. Is it because the Sims team are just giving up? I feel like the Sims team gave up when the game was first released, if I'm being brutally honest. Not because they did a bad job, but because of pressure from the higher ups rushing the game to be released in an unwelcome state, resulting in the spaghetti coded mess that it is. I digress. Anyway, guys, don't you just love with the Parenthood pack the way this little kid Sims just constantly throw paint on the floor even when they're not painting? Like, where are they getting this paint from? I think it's bloody hilarious. This is the chaos that I can enjoy and endure. This is the chaos of The Sims 4 I love. These quirky little hilarious things that happen. But I just didn't feel like we got any of that with High School Years. And I do feel like The Sims 4 has, you know, it's died. If we look at High School Years, we first got something called Quality Verification Team. Is this the same as quality testers? I actually don't know. But if we just look for reference, like how many people are there, it is quite small. We also have QA testers, which again is relatively small, because if we go to a pack like City Living, if we look at the QA team, you can see it's very, very big, much bigger, even just on one page. But as you can see, we're actually scrolling through because there's so many. You actually have have to scroll through them. Whereas with High School Years, it wasn't like that. There were significantly less people on QA. And interestingly, for High School Years, the QA was outsourced. Whereas as far as I'm aware, for this one, they are not outsourced, which goes to show that there was not enough testing going on in the pack, which is the fourth reason why I believe this pack flopped, which was simply the fact that they just didn't put enough effort into testing it. And oh my god, my camera's gone blurry. Honestly, guys, it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Are we gonna get back to normal? I don't want to have my shiny forehead in the screen much longer. That's right, I did put Nivea cream on. That is why I am shiny. Anyway, I feel like it's a similar thing that also happened with My Wedding Stories, which it just wasn't tested enough and it didn't seem ambitious enough. Interestingly, Werewolves was incredibly good, and this is where I am genuinely confused, because we all say, oh, the Sims team are giving up, they're not putting enough effort into their packs, blah 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 blah. Werewolves is a game pack, which means it should have had a significantly lower budget than High School Years. Although the world itself is very empty, it is a pretty cool game pack. To be honest, I did really like the pack. It did feel very ambitious. It came with like a whole new Create a Sim menu. It came with a whole new occult, with a whole new hierarchy system, and it's a really, really in-depth occult pack, probably like one of the best, in fact, literally the most in-depth occult pack we've ever had. Are the Sims team just selectively enthusiastic about certain packs over others? It's really impossible to know, and I think that's the inconsistency that disappoints me, because every single Sims pack should be consistently good. And I also think the Sims team have not normalized updating older packs, bringing in new features, bringing the packs up to scratch, making sure that they're good. And I really wish they did normalize it. They did it with Spa Day, and I'm really happy that they updated that pack and they made it so much more in depth, but they haven't done it with anything else. As it stands, I'm not really hopeful about The Sims 4. The Sims 4, by the way, has years left of it. EA have confirmed that themselves, which means that we are probably going to get a lot more game packs and expansion packs, as well as just kits. So it seems like this game's not going anywhere anytime soon, yet it seems like at the exact same time, they are also putting much less effort into actually making the game workable, yet sometimes we get random sporadic things of enthusiasm like Werewolves. So I don't know where we stand. I didn't mean for this video to be negative, but I'm really trying my best to report it from an unbiased perspective that is not negative or positive, because I don't want negativity and criticism. But I love the crazy side of The Sims 4. I just feel like I can't do it even if I wanted to, which is a shame. But yeah, I just thought I'd say what we are all thinking. If you did want to see my High School Years review and you haven't seen it yet, by the way, make sure you check it out here because it is a very in-depth review. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.